Key performance indicators, you might look at articles that tells you, oh, the top 5 things that you should measure on your website if you are in such and such industry. The thing is, key performance indicators are unique to your business. Yes, of course, you can look at some guidelines, but here in this lesson, we're gonna look at a way to really align what you measure and what you identify as being a key performance indicator. So there's meaning in those words. Key performance indicators means those are the essential things that tells you that you are going into the right direction from a business standpoint. A couple of learning objectives. Distinguish what is a KPI from a metric. Of course, depending on the context, what might be a metric in some contexts might become a KPI in other contexts. We're going to make the distinction between those. We're going to identify what are the attributes of a good KPI, and we're going to identify KPIs that are really meaningful for your organization, not just a magic list. And I've over time I've realized that there's simply no magic in what we're doing. How many KPIs do I need? And I like there's no recipe, magic, or whatever, but we can learn, and that's one of the aspects that I like very much in our industry, in our discipline, is that we should and we can learn from other disciplines. So there's the 5 plus or minus 2 rule of thumb. How many bullet points should you have on a PowerPoint slide? 5 plus or minus 2. How many items should you have in a menu on a website? 5 plus or minus 2. And there was some studies done by a guy named Miller in 1956, a psychologist who looked at the ability of the human brain to remember elements or chunks of information. And what he found is that most humans were able to understand 5 plus or minus 2 elements. So that's, in a way, that's where it comes from. But if we apply that in the context of how many KPIs we need, we can use the same idea. We can use something to start with, at least with not probably 20 KPIs. I can tell you it's probably too much. 2 KPIs, maybe it's not enough to provide context of your organization. So 5 plus or minus 2 is a good starting point. And conversely, while we're talking about that, how many different analysis can a good analyst do concurrently? So you have some analysis that are more complex and will require more time, and you have other stuff that are easier to do. Use the 5 plus or minus 2 rule of thumb. If you are a junior analyst, maybe there's only 3 things that you can do at the same time concurrently, 3 different analysis that you can do. If you are much more experienced, maybe you can go up to 7, and some of them are going to be at different stages of the Lean Six Sigma approach, and you're going to be able to manage all of those. So the rule of, as a conclusion on that topic, the rule of 5 plus or minus 2 is something that you can leverage with your manager and say, I didn't come up with that. There's some studies from a psychologist that has been proven in the field, and my capacity, my ability to be effective in my work is to work on 5 plus or minus 2 things at the same time and start from there. So leverage the other expertise from other disciplines in what you do.
Hey, want to become an expert in digital marketing? Then subscribe to the Simplilearn channel and click here to watch more such videos. To nerd up and get certified in digital marketing, click here.